Eric Lively, tons of size, sixth in the nation in average height. That's a lot for the Hawks to handle, but so much talent around those guys as well.
Again, they're all tall. They're all
here alongside Cohen Thompson. And we're underway from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Tyrese Proctor will run the show with Jeremy Roach out of the lineup.
And there's no fear in this team. This Maryland Eastern Shore team is going to come after him hard.
The cross screen, Lively can't finish. I've played in a fair amount of these games, the bye games, where you're the team that's not supposed to show up and not supposed to win. This is a massive moment. This is a moment these guys will remember for the rest of their lives. So I'm sure they're going to come out hungry. Can they make shots, though, is the key part here, too.
Coach Kraft said he won his guys. 12 threes is the number. If they can get to 12, they feel like they have a chance. Missed the first one today.
Thompson's three no good. Filipowski and Mitchell, a little two-man game. Quick hands by Amadou Fofana. He's got an opportunity for a break.
Great job. Great ball pressure there by Fofana. You know, that you got to get up in these guys. You know, you're small. They got so much size on you. You got to pressure the basketball. You got to get up on the guys. And you're going to guard Filipowski with a point guard. You got to, on the perimeter, you got to crawl and take up space. That's what he did. Got to steal.
Jason Kraft did say because of that size, they usually switch 1 to 4. They're not sure they can do that with Filipowski. But to your point, if you can crawl up in him, turn him over, and make him feel you, you can negate some of that size advantage on the perimeter.
And that's what Filipowski does. There's just not many guys that can do that. They won't be the only team that decide not to switch 1 through 4.
Deshaun Phillip trying to take Filipowski off the bounce, gets around and gets it to go.
Filipowski's done a great job. Even though he gets scoring on there, he's done a really good job of guarding and willing to guard in the perimeter. And again, that's the other part of on the defensive side of the ball that's allowed Duke to be so effective with the big lineup. There's just not many teams starting a 6'11" 4-man.
Proctor and Lively in the ball screen. Short roll kick out. Whitehead. That's a key there too. Rebounding. Defensive rebounding. Duke is second in the nation in offensive rebounding rate. They're getting almost 40% of their misses, which is insane.
Well, they're not a great shooting team. That's one of the things that Duke has to work on is they're taking and making three-point shots. And when they're missing twos now, they are crashing the glass and giving themselves a second chance points.
Mitchell out in transition and a foul called on the drive.
Mitchell's been so good. I mean, he's a consummate player of understanding your role and starting your role. He's pushing the ball here, getting to the rim. He draws the foul. I mean, he's shooting over 50% from the 4 and 43% from 3, and he's not known as being a three-point shot. And when you're shooting the ball that well, it just shows you know what you are.
Proctor over to Filipowski to Mitchell. 12 on the shot clock. Proctor's pass picked off, going the other way. It was Voiles we talked about earlier with the steal.
That's the one thing that Coach Shire was concerned about, is just turning over the basketball early, letting Eastern Shore kind of stick around in the game. They wanted to kind of get at him early and let their size kind of impose their will on his team yet, but turning the basketball over and allowing them to do that.
Is that a direct reflective, as we look at this block here, of not having Roach on the floor? How does his absence affect things?
Because he settles them down. Now, not having, he's a first-team All-ACC guy. I mean, he's a leader of your team, and not having him settle you down. What he's done a great job of, too, is when early in games like this, when they've been struggling to find offense, he can just break you down and make a play.
Voiles trying to do just that on a step back, doesn't get it to go. Battling the rebound, Lively pulls it down. And Roach is nursing a toe injury. He hasn't been able to practice in between this stretch of game. 12 games played in 33 days as Mitchell's layup doesn't go. Lively's does. When you can't practice, it's hard to play at your absolute pinnacle. He's not shot it particularly well from an efficiency standpoint, so this is an important night that he's not playing, and then they don't have a game for 10 more days where they go on the road to your alma mater, Wake Forest.
They do, and that's a big test for him, and you want him 100%. This young group has not played a game on the road yet all year, and that's the next step for this Duke team. They've played nationally ranked competition. They fared well. They've done a great job, but they have not played on the road, and they're going to need Jeremy Roach healthy if they're going to be effective on the road.
Good D by Whitehead on Voiles as the shot clock again was winding down.
You see if they try to get Filipowski inside, or
he wants it. He's asking for it on the other side, but a little disjointed. Trying to attack the matchup here. Whitehead went right over Fofana. Another offensive board. Uh-oh. Third opportunity. Great job by Pollard to rip it.
Duke is just doing what they've done. Like I said, they're not a great jump shot shooting team, but they do a heck of a job just crashing the glass. Not making shots early, but they rebound enough to give themselves enough chances. Shots will go in. Just keep defending and taking care of the basketball, giving yourself a chance to make shots.
Duke's effective field goal percentage on the year, just under 49%. Good for 222nd in the nation, bottom third. And late shot clock, turnover. Uh-oh, Lively's going to throw this thing down.
Hello. Those are not the turnovers you want against this team. Get this young group, athletic group in transition. You don't want any live ball turnovers. Call them pick sixes, just giving up turnovers for points. You turn it over, you just rather throw it out of bounds and set your defense. But Duke just does a really good job with their length because they have so much ability to switch everything and eliminate all the plays you want to run. And they're going to force you just to run a middle ball screen and play.
Off the foot. Shot clock does not reset. Still going off the leg, I should say. 3 on the clock. And Lively with his third block already. Duke is out again. 5 minutes, Crafton won it without a dunk. Well, Lively got one, got the building going. Oh, big contact, and offensive foul on Filipowski there.
It's a difficult call. Lively getting out in front of the group, showing why he's the #1 ranked recruit in the country. Close one early here. Duke up 2.
All ACC level guard here. How critical is he to their success this year? Not tonight, but more long term.
Well, you can already see his impact even tonight, but long term, they're just not going to be successful without him. I mean, his leadership and ability to break you down offensively. He's a battle-tested guard. He's won a lot. He's been through a lot, and obviously very skilled. He's a first-team all-conference guard for a reason.
Hawks out of a timeout, tried to attack down low. Little cross screen, handled well, and Troy Hupstead traveled.
You like to see Roach down there sitting next to the coaching staff. That's always a good thing. You know, he's engaged, and they're probably asking him to help out some of the young guys.
Not hanging out at the end of the bench. He's locked in. It's his team.
No question about it.
Took a look at the balanced scoring for the Blue Devils this year. Shire did tell us that earlier this year. He said, hey, we don't know who's going to lead us in scoring. It could be a bunch of different guys. Compared to last year, everybody knew it was going to be Paolo. As we're down to less than 5 on the shot clock. Proctor, pull up, buckets.
He's so skilled. I mean, his size and skill set, as he physically matures, gets a little bit more comfortable in his shot. I think the only thing wrong with his shot is the percentages aren't great. I don't think he's ready on the catch at times, and he catches it, then he reacts to it. As the game slows down for him, expect his offensive numbers to shoot up and rise.
Yeah, the pace of the game when you go from high school to college, I think folks underestimate how different that is. And he was coming out of Australia. He had a high-level program he was playing in down there, but a bit different animal as Ryan Young posts up. Finishes at the rim. He transferred from Northwestern. He's been outstanding this year. He's given him more than I think anybody thought he would.
Coaching staff has raved about his leadership, and the one thing he can do is score in the post. And he's been really effective doing that as Duke forces another turnover here.
Jalen Blake's forced the turnover, caps it off with a triple. 11-0 run, timeout. Hawks.
Blakes does a great job there reaching around.
Help the fight. 11-2 here, Duke up in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Jalen Blakes just came in, forced a turnover. He's ahead of this press right now. Changing the tempo of this game. He always comes in and gives them an immediate defensive spark.
I think he's their best perimeter defender. He comes in and then he gets rewarded and knocks down a 3. Hadn't shot the 3 well, but if he starts doing that, then look out.
Massive jump stop there by Chase Davis. Landed on 2. No travel. Deontay Johnson in the game now. Hands it off to Tuka Nugent, as they call him. He'll get it back and knock it down.
Eastern Shore plays so hard at the defensive end. They're going to throw bodies and just rotate guys and just throw guys at you. So expect them to change their defenses. Here they're going a little bit of zone. They'll switch back and forth from man to zone, 2-3-3-2. They'll throw a bunch of different looks at Duke, trying to slow the game down for him.
Mitchell looks opposite, just like he draw it up. Proctor caps it off.
No hesitation. Step right into a shot. That's a great sign for Proctor. See the first big 3 go in. He struggled from behind the line. Man, that's got to feel good for him.
Yeah, that's now 10 of 43 on the season from behind the line. But the last 4 games, he has been better, Randolph. 45% from the field the last 3 as opposed to 24.
And those numbers will go, as it slows down for him again. He's got great size. He's going to be see over smaller guards. And again, physically starting to mature a little bit.
Late shot clock again. Davis, it should be Nugent trying to go. Crowd got him. With the fake countdown. Sorry, Johnson. Do not listen to them.
You guys are not used to it. Good catch and skip there by Proctor, knocking down 3. Great sign for him. Duke getting it going early here.
There's always
they're ready to go, man. They're ready to cut loose. What is it Friday? It's Saturday night. It's Saturday night in Durham. Early game.
I think the most important statement is it's 12 o'clock somewhere, judging by those guys dancing.
I feel them. It's going to be 12 o'clock to me around 7:30. I'll tell you that much. Mark Mitchell to the 10 and the finish.
We talked about earlier about knowing their role. You see that by Mark Mitchell. Had a 3, shot fake, turned it down, got a better shot. It's one of the reasons this field goal percentage is so high. He just knows what he is. And Duke extending their pressure a little bit.
One of the better looks the Hawks have got all day. Can't capitalize Chase Davis, but they get a turnover. Young and a charge.
Young's not a shot blocker. He's one of the bigs. He's probably the only big on the roster. He's not a shot blocker, but he knows how to step in and take charges. Does a great job there. I think he got away with one. I thought that right foot was inside the circle there, but it's not the first time a call went Duke's way inside and Cameron.
Oh, here we go. Who's got the time?
I got to throw my shot.
What is it, 8:59 in? 8:59 in. The Wake Forest legend comes right in.
I got one. That's the only one I got. I'm going to leave it alone.
That is not true. I'm going to goad you now. Mitchell looking to post. It's a tough entry pass there from Grandison, transfer from Illinois.
Yeah, they'll get that quite a bit with Ingram. With Mark Mitchell being in play to 3, and they ran that play for Brandon Ingram and so many other wings in years past. Great turnover there.
Not the cleanest 2-on-1 you've ever seen, but out of bounds goes Voiles.
Duke starting to defend now. They don't have to run much sets. They're being disruptive. Hawks can't get a good shot, so they're playing in transition quite a bit now.
5 turnovers for the Hawks, 6 for Duke. He's been a little sloppy with the ball, but has not punished them at the same level. Lively, another big offensive rebound. Kick out, Whitehead. Tap back by Lively. Race to the rock. Won by the Hawks.
Derek Lively doing what he does. He's not the guy you give the ball to run offense through, but he's a really good defender, really good help defender, and showing how good of an offensive rebounder he is right now early in his career.
And Lively active around the rim on both ends. He's got 3 blocks, a season high already in this game. In some trouble, Pollard skips it out. Loader no good by Phillip, Deshaun Phillip. Great pass by Whitehead. Oh.
People don't see it, but watch how quickly Lively transitions from one end of the floor to the next. There's not many bigs that can transition from the defensive end to the offensive end. He's actually beating guards down the floor. He's already ahead of the ball. He's in the first person down. Expect him to get these type of looks all year long, or create threes for the wings when the guard has to rotate down and help him.
It's a skill that's inborn, but you got to work too. Not everybody sprints the floor. And Lively's a great big that sprints the floor.
He has all the athletic ability that you want. I mean, the strength and the physicality will come in this game as his body matures, but he dominates on the defensive end and offensive glass like no other.
Mitchell faced up, just lost his footing there. Boyle's going the other way. He finishes. 7th turnover of the game for Duke, and the Hawks make a pay. But it's 10. Oh, Mitchell again turns it over.
Yeah, that's the one thing you'll learn as a freshman. Mitchell there made 1 turnover and tried to make up for it again and turned it over again on that. And when you make those kind of mistakes, you usually come out of the game like now.
Been very efficient, smart with the ball.
Yeah.
Not so far.
Yeah, he had 1 turnover before, and you try to make up for it, so we end up making 1 mistake, and it turns into 2, and he'll come out of the game. Coach will settle him down a little bit here and get him back in. See Ryan Young, who's been amazing in his leadership with these young guys. talking to him on the bench.
Simple little horn set, lively dives, and gets himself to the line. That's and I know we both saw Duke before they started the season in October, and Ryan Young, let's just say he was giving guys buckets. He didn't care. He didn't care what your high school ranking was. It was Lively or it was Filipowski. He was giving guys buckets the session I saw.
Yeah, he didn't discriminate against who he was playing against. And he didn't care about the rankings. You were number 1, number 2, or number 100. He was working on those guys on the post. And I think that's where he earned a lot of respect.
Next Saturday, ACC Network and the ESPN app, our college basketball doubleheader starts at 1 Eastern. Pitt hosting North Florida. Then Cornell takes the 50-mile drive up Route 11 to square off against Syracuse. The Orange have won the last 41 against the Big Red, dating back to 1969. Whoever wrote that promo card probably went to Syracuse. That was some information that I never would have known.
In this
Route
industry?
11? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. In this industry, the odds
are you kidding me?
It's basically, folks, for you don't know, 5 out of 6 people that work in this industry went to Syracuse. And 9 out of 10 on the air went to Syracuse.
They're everywhere.
But be careful, those Big Red, they can get buckets, as Miami found out. 107-105.
How about that?
Cornell plays at one of the top 5 tempos in the country. Brian Earls did a great job. They get shots up, and they can make them. So stay ready, Jim Boeheim and crew.
I mean, the transfer portal has changed so much for everyone. Everyone's just so much older.
And that's a good point with this Hawks team right now. You got 2 seniors starting, a number of seniors. They were 15th in the nation in minutes continuity in terms of bringing people back, which is, not something common anymore in college basketball. Good finish by Proctor. He's got 7.
He's off to a good start. Last possession here, we saw Phillip knock down a 3. He is a preseason second-team All-MEAC performer. So if the Hawks got any chance of putting off an upset, he's got to have a good game.
It's Lively's 4th block. Filipowski running into a lot of trouble there. Good hustle by Glenn JoJo Anderson, but that was unfortunate. End up in a Duke hand. Jalen Shoot with the rebound. Jaden, excuse me. That's one thing he can do. Fill it up.
Definitely do that. He can definitely do that. He may get more playing time with this team struggling from shooting like that. He's got good size. He can definitely shoot the ball. He just got to compete on the defensive end. As the game slows down for him on the defensive end, expect him to play more.
No doubt.
Lively just doing what he does, controlling the pace of the game. Thinks he's beasting, comes in, cleans that up, keeps the block inbounds. Duke up big early here.
Time these guys were in a hostile road environment, and those fans awake is a big deal when Duke comes down, and they beat them a fair amount in recent years.
They've had some success there. I think the biggest thing is they're a good team now, obviously well-coached team, but you don't know how a freshman-led group is going to respond the first time from home. I mean, when Duke plays neutral sites games, they travel so well. So it's almost like a home game for those guys. But we'll see when they get to Winston. They'll be outnumbered there. I want to see how they respond.
7 on the shot clock. Boyles, leading scorer, tied up, and Filipowski with the steal. Out goes Grandison.
Duke does such a really good job at turning defense into the offense, and Hawks are closing the paint. They got to spread out. Duke's size is going to be a really paint. They need to spread out a little better space than they got in possession.
Filipowski in the post. Good entry, can't finish. Good battle inside by Hupstead.
He's going to draw a lot of attention in there when he gets it. He's got to be quicker in his moves. That time he dribbled it, and by the time he went to spin, second defender was already coming. He has such a height advantage. He should just turn face and just shoot right over him.
Yep.
There's no shot blockers out there that's going to bother his shot.
He switches out on Boyles. Boyles can't get the lefty finish to go.
Filipowski's telling Jacob Grandison, hey, man, get out of here, little guy. Let me get my rebounds, man.
Getting 9.4 a game. I want to get that double-double.
Man, get my rebounds and get out of here.
He's got 6 double-doubles on the season, 3rd in the nation. He's working on these stats. Grandison, that's just too easy off a simple ball screen.
Well, that's because Filipowski, they don't want to switch off him because of his size. They're afraid he's going to post up a smaller guard. So that time they're late on the switch, and they're late on helping, and Grandison just gets the easy, uncontested pull-up jump shot.
Duke now has 7 different players already in the scorebook here, 25 minutes in. Three ball for Phillip, no good.
This is where Duke line up so dangerous because they throw out one in, and it really is 5 guys that can play on the perimeter. And then Filipowski's at the 5, so when he goes into a ball screen, he's going to force you to switch, and if you don't, you're going to give up that.
Set a screen, no communication, slips wide open in the lane. Good recognition by Filipowski.
Because they're dictating matchups now. You don't want, you know, you can't put a smaller body on him, and right now he's coming in, he's screening, he realizes, hey, just come off the screen, I got size advantage, and they're trying to switch. That's one of those, you guard him, I don't want to guard him, and nobody guards him.
Now, I know what that's about. I want out of there. I don't want to mouse in the house.
Trust me, I want no part of being in there myself. You get the sense he's going to try to post you. You want to switch and say, hey, you go down there. Just front him. I'm going to guard this guy out here.
Yeah, go red down there. Go front down there. I'm out of here.
He's just such a big part of what Duke is trying to do, even going forward, no matter what lineup's out there. He's a shot maker. His ability to put the ball on the floor. If you hadn't watched him play, you're in for a treat as he continues to grow here. He's a willing defender. His ability to switch has been the most surprising thing.
Nobody attacked that press. Well, three-quarter court. Turnover there. Take the break, tell you about ACC PM. Mark Packer, Trey Boston, Taylor Tannenbaum. I'll talk football, also the latest from around the conference, weekdays 4 Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Duke's really competing on the defensive end of the floor, even when they started out sluggish on the offensive end. And even the Hawks, they're still scrappy.
They forced the Hawks into 9 turnovers, only 4 made field goals.
Yeah.
Duke's defended really an elite level all year. That's been one of their calling cards. 17th in the nation in efficiency as Grandison can't get it to go. But again, we mentioned offensive rebounds.
True to form. I mean, Duke has just been so dominant on the offensive end all year. But again, when you know you're not a great shooting team, sometimes the best offense is to shoot it and go get it. And when you play with this type of length and size, it just makes the game easier for you.
We're used to seeing that from a team that's about 8 miles down Tobacco Road that wears light blue. But they ain't been that way anymore.
That's true. They hadn't been that way this year. So far. I think they'll.
It's been different to see them not dominate the offensive glass. Kick out. They needed one. They got one from Davis.
Chase Davis is a really good shooter. He's only shooting 32%. Most of that because he shoots a high volume of threes. But you got to find him, and he's really aggressive in transition.
Good entry pass to Young.
Good job paying attention to the scouting report there. You know Young wants to turn over that left shoulder and got another one.
Tuka Nugent buries the triple, cuts it to 15.
Tuka Nugent with the quick release.
Coach Crafton said, hey, we want to manage the game and not be opportunistic. I don't think Tuka got that note. He wanted to get that 3 up there and went down.
Well, it's only the 3rd 3. They know the number was 12.
And got a couple little extracurriculars. Tim Clockerty gets in there along with J.P. Prim, the referees, to break it up. They'll break that up. We'll go to break. Blue Devils doubled up right now over the Hawks.
Auto Owners insures your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field.
Booz is going to brave the walk up here to the gantry. My man cannot stand up here because we can hardly stand up here. No. We're all about 6'2".
He'll have to come in, walking on his knees just to fit underneath.
Hear what he has to say about these young Duke players. Those two bigs just went big to big, interior to exterior. Lively to Filipowski there. Misses the 3, though.
Duke just continue to move their feet. I mean, with Lively in there, controlling the paint, literally blocking everything. Tend to see the guys scared to go in there. I mean, I don't blame him. Here's a quick trot.
There's the double. Filipowski gets it kicked opposite. Whitehead tried to drop it off. Probably should have just shot that one. He'll shoot that one. Buckets.
Trying to tell Lively, man, I tried to get you a layup. Don't worry about it. I'll just shoot it. That's the tough thing about trying to double Filipowski there. He just dribbles out, kicks it across, and Now with Lively, they don't switch as much. They'll switch here like they do with Filipowski. They want to keep Lively in the paint. His length, his size, his athleticism just makes it tough for you to finish over.
11th turnover there for the Hawks. Out come the Devils again. Lob City! Ooh, almost for Lively.
Yeah, I don't think Lively thought he was throwing it to him.
Good little break there for the Hawks the other way. Hupstead lays it in. And 15 is the advantage.
Getting a little sloppy on the offensive end.
We'll take a quick break.
I think on the offensive end, guys just not as engaged, and it's tough when you're up like this and you're expected to win. Build up a big lead, and doing what some young guys do, they get a big lead, they tend to relax, and just wanted to calm the guys down and remind them.
Right out of timeout. Good execution. High-low pass from Lively to Filipowski. He lays it up.
Just catching the ball high-low there. I thought he made a quick move right into his shot. A couple of times in the past, I thought he was dribbling and allowing the help to come. That time, just got it, turned quickly. There's just nothing Hawks can do with his size and skill set in the post.
Seven-foot freshman from Westtown, New York. Knocks that down. Athletic family. Baseball players, basketball players. His brother's going to play at Harvard this year. He's been... Would you say he's been the best freshman in the country, maybe along with Brandon Miller at Alabama?
I would say Brandon Miller's been right there. Alabama's just, I mean, there's these two teams that it's hard. You can argue either way who has the best freshman in the country. I mean, they start 4 freshmen themselves, and
they had a big win today on the road at number 1 Houston, man. They were down in the second half, about 8 minutes to go, down by 6 or 7, win by about 6 or 7.
And those guys are just really good.
Lively looking for his first collegiate 3, doesn't go. Possession turns over, minute 14 to go here.
Shire's bringing in some experience now. I think he's not as pleased with this all-freshman lineup, and probably is going to keep some of his vets out there with him.
I'm sure he'll comment on the 8 turnovers, to your point before. Yeah, just a little.
They just giving him ammunition to get after guys pretty good here at halftime, and actually in practice as well.
They're excited about the next week of practice. The exams will give some days off, but having some time. Another turnover for the Hawks.
Yeah,
time to work on some stuff.
Yeah, everyone is. It just early. That's why it's really never a time to panic. The great thing about when finals are over with, it's a headache going through them because you got to study and do everything else in practice. But when they're over, I like to tell guys that's when you become a pro, because you got nothing for about 3 weeks or so, and it's just basketball, and there's a big difference, and teams get better or they stay the same. I mean, if you're a player and you're not in the gym, and obviously the coaching staff love that. It gives them a chance to work on themselves. But as a player, you need to spend a lot of extra time during that break to get better and work on your game.
Filipowski with the finish. Now, and as a coach, you're talking, because as a player, that training camp mentality could be a little rough around finals. At least our coaches treat it that way.
I say afterwards, because the finals only last for a couple of days. And, think about it. The class is in here. You're going to have finals, give or take, over the next couple of days. You're not going back to class until after.
No, I understand the pro mentality. That week could be a tough week.
It's time to take a step. I mean, what are you going to do? Sit in your room, hotel room, play video games all day?
That's why you're an All-American and I wasn't. Summed it up right there, baby.
Well, everybody wants to be a pro. Well, then they got to get out there and put the time in to be a pro. And young guy got caught looking over at Coach barking the call and gave up the last possession. Just something else to learn.
6 on a group. Nope, and here's a turnover. He's got plenty of time.
Plenty of time here.
Filipowski will get it in.
Great defense by the big fella. Filipowski's just been, again, showing him why he's been so good as a freshman, whoever on the floor.
And it is the original starting 5 back out there, all 5 freshmen. It's a special day here at Duke University. They inducted a Hall of Fame class, 8 new Hall of Famers in the Duke Blue Devils Hall of Fame. And we're joined by none other than our guy, Big Carlos Boozer in the mix. Booze, how was it, man? Congratulations. How you doing?
It was awesome, man. I'm just so grateful. You spend so much time wanting to get better as an athlete, but when you go to college, you never think, one day I want to be in the Duke Hall of Fame. But when I got that call from Nina King, shout out to Nina King, I was just super happy, very, very excited. And it's been a hell of a weekend, guys.
When you arrived here Did you ever think about that? I mean, because you get here, you see all the Raptors, you see all the guys that's there. I mean, it's obviously just a dream to be among those guys, and obviously the career you had and what you meant to this university, you belong there. But did you ever dream of it happening, or it's just something that's been surreal?
Surreal, man. I mean, I'm a kid from Juneau, Alaska. You know, I just felt very fortunate to be able to be recruited by the schools I got recruited by. And when you go to a Duke, you have aspirations of being one of the better players here, of course. And I was among a team of studs, man. I had Shane Battier, was an unbelievable college player. Obviously had a great pro career, won a couple chips with Bron. Jay Will was, the best player, one of the best players maybe in college, especially our sophomore and junior year. Did a phenomenal job of leading us and dominating. And then obviously we had other pros. We had Mike Dunleavy, who was a stud. We had Chris Duhon, who also we were a team full of pro guys, and then we had Coach K leading us. So it was one of these moments where you come here to compete against the Wake Forests and North Carolinas, and at that time University of Maryland's, and so on and so forth. And you want to have a chance to improve and get better. And I was able to do that under a great coach, and I played with a lot of great players.
Yeah, the 0-1 championship team racked up a ton of wins. But when you walk in this building, what's the first thing you think of?
I look up at the rafter, man.
Still, even you do that.
Yeah, we got it done. The reason why I came to college was to win a championship. And I was one of those kids that loved college basketball, always watched the tournament. I seen Randolph Childress crossing over. You know what I mean? I saw you and Tim Duncan.
That's one of my first, clear hoops memories is breaking ankles and waving dudes.
Yes.
Don't bring that up here, because I get a lot of hate.
Not for me.
Conversations coming through the building up here,
brother.
man. You know how some of the dudes are.
Not for me, man. I've been a fan from day one.
I appreciate it, man. It's been great. This is a great place, man. And you guys have been the standard for so many years. And credit to you for being a part of that and establishing yourself among so many greats. I mean, you've one of the 5 national championships here, man, and that's not an easy thing to do, and something to be proud of the rest of your life.
Thank you very much. No, big honor. And I'm going to be honest, man, I'm a part of an incredible class. Some of the people, Elena Beard really put Duke women's basketball on the map. She was so dominant. I remember finishing our practices and running over to the gym so I could watch her dominate, her opponents. And then, some of the people like her coach, Gail, 51 straight ACC victories.
It's wild.
That's incredible. Like some of the stuff that my Hall of Fame class here was able to accomplish. I'm just honored to be a part of it.
It's always special as well when you go in with a class like that, because you know there's so many other people. And they have been so deserving and dominant in their sport. And having someone like Alana Beard, been around long enough to see her play, and she was a heck of a player in her own right.
Yeah.
I got one important question to ask you before we let you get out of here, too.
Talk to me.
Has Cameron beat you yet?
No.
Still holding on to that?
No,
Cameron is his son. How highly ranked is Cameron? Explain to the audience.
Sophomore in the country. And you are out of breath walking up the steps to get up here. And you have the audacity to tell me you're better than number 1 sophomore.
Yeah, so you know what I do. I back him down to the paint. We're not going full court, baby. But shout out to all my kids, man. Carmine Boozer, baseball player.
Yes.
Cameron and Caden, basketball players. Boom Boozer paints up the house. So we got people everywhere.
That's your number 1 accomplishment, man.
Yeah,
that
being
dad,
a father.
being a dad and a husband is nothing.
Yes, sir.
Number 1 job.
Man.
But I don't believe that. So when you do beat him last, as you get close, just do what I did. I just stopped playing. I never played Brandon again. After it got real close that he could beat me, I stopped.
You want to retire undefeated,
yes,
guys.
you do. That's the game plan. What do you think about this freshman group
Let's
of guys?
talk about these big dudes, especially.
The one thing I love about this team, and we have a long way to go, but the length, right? Yes. This isn't last year's team when you got a Banchero, when you got girth and strength. These guys are long, they're athletic. Obviously Lively's coming into shape beautifully. Like he started the season off injured. He's coming into form in a great way, blocking shots, rebounding, playing above the rim, making his free throws. Obviously, Philip House has been one of the best freshmen, not only in the conference, but in the country.
Yes,
he's very, very consistent, does a great job of scoring and on the box, can shoot the 3 a little bit, and obviously knocks his free throws down and rebounds as well. He's been ACC freshman of the week maybe 4 or 5 times in a row.
4 times in a row, yeah.
Working on his 5th now.
Yeah, very impressive. And then obviously Derek Whitehead is coming off the injury and trying to find his groove and find his confidence, and that's part of it. I mean, you think about the team right now, like Jeremy Roach sits down, gives Derek a chance to get his swag. They're being unselfish because they know at some point in this season Derek's number is going to get called, and he has to be ready for that moment. It might be against Wake Forest on the road. It may be against Carolina at home. But this is a team They need everybody.
Yes, they do.
One of the things I talked to Coach Shire about yesterday at practice was, I think it's a beneficial thing for them, and not to look at it as a problem, is you don't have a Ben Carroll, you don't have a R.J. Barrett or a Zion, you don't have a Jason Tatum. You got to do it collectively, and that may make you even more dangerous if everybody can be on the same page. Use that to your advantage. I played against teams where you didn't know who the guy was going to take the shot. Maybe it's Roach one day, maybe it's Filipowski one day, maybe it's Lively at the rim on a lob. Who knows? But use that to your advantage, and that could be one of their secret weapons. I think this team, if they can be healthy and keep growing, could be a surprise in the ACC come late.
Yeah, they got a lot of upside, no doubt, a huge ceiling. Real quick, you mentioned going on the road to Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first road ACC game, and what is that like? Because it's a different. When you're wearing that Duke across your chest, it might be a little different.
It's hard, man. I mean, I'll just talk about Wake, man. They were loaded. They had a ACC Player of the Year in Josh Howard. I think it was our junior or senior year, possibly. They had a guy named Darius Sangaya, who was a stud from Lithuania. There's no easy gimmies in the ACC.
No.
Every ACC game to us was a rivalry game. I mean, everybody talked about Duke. It didn't matter who it was. If you're in a conference, it's a rivalry game. So, that's where you really find out what your team is made of. When your backs against the wall, everybody's cheering against you. They talk about your mama. Like, you know how it goes on the road. Yeah. And you find out.
After his battle with cancer, back on the sidelines this year, calling some of the biggest games in college hoops. What he's done for college basketball is one thing. What he's done in raising money for cancer is truly his legacy.
It definitely is. And he was a legend before.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's just among rarefied air.
Pound inside. Young lays it in. 24-point lead for the Blue Devils. His 4th point of the night.
Most impressive thing about Duke has been their ability to continue to defend.
On cue?
On to give up a layup. Just like, it never fails. It's like congratulating a guy with a streak and then he misses. You commend them on their defense and they give up a layup.
They've been very good defensively all year. 17th in the nation in efficiency, and whether it was Xavier. I mean, Iowa the other day, Iowa's a high potent offense.
Yes.
Had their season low, and they really locked up. Chris Murray had a rough day, and Murray's a bucket getter.
They're just smart in how they guard you as well, because they're guarding you with so much length. Mm-hmm. And we talk about this freshman group, but again, there's no one even plays with a 6'11" 4-man. Filipowski allows you to do that, and his willingness on both ends of the floor, it's just making his team just they're going to be a handful. And as they get more experience, as Whitehead gets in shape, and as Lively gets in shape, and this freshman gets stronger, they're going to be better as the year goes on.
And they're going to call an offensive foul there on the handoff to Grandison as shot clock was winding down.
Young didn't like the call. I thought he got a little pinch post action there and came and screened. I thought he was sound. I thought he was set.
Yep. Mark Schnurr, the official there, maybe reacting a little bit to the fall, but looked like he was set. Duke picking up full court.
It's just difficult when you're playing against someone too, when they're not only just better, they're physically better, and that makes it so tough.
Well, I used to always say this as a mid-major player. The difference between me and the guy against me in games like this is he's 2 or 3 inches taller than me, 10 or 20 pounds heavier than me, runs faster, jumps higher. Doesn't necessarily mean he's a better player, but he's physically more gifted, and then a lot of times if he is a better player, then you're in real trouble.
And that's what you're seeing right now. I mean, you're seeing the size of Duke, and that's what makes this particular group of freshmen so unique. You're right. There isn't a Paulo Bencaro, there isn't a Zion, but there's still some skill. They're athletic, their size, their versatility, and their length is just bothering people. And I don't think anyone yet has consistently figured that out. And they're going to be a tough guard as you get guys like Grandison and Young involved, and as the team gel. They're going to be a tough out. They're just going to get better and better as the year goes on.
Yep. That's what happens. You have young guys. That difference from November to
hello,
Zion Styles putting on his best Williamson performance there and slaps the floor, looking like Wojo now too.
I've seen that before. That used to be a staple here in Cameron.
Yep.
When they got back on the defensive end, just slap the floor.
Wojo now joining us at ESPN. Steve Wojciechowski. Those that aren't picking up the nickname.
I haven't seen him in studio yet.
Yeah.
I gotta get on him about that, because this is a great job. I mean, Zion Styles just coming down the lane, just in your living room with this slam.
But he's not done yet.
No. hey, give a Duke what they know. He's grown up. Someone told that young man, like, hey, they slapped the floor at the defensive end. Cut the lead to 20, like, let's go.
Let's go. Looking for the lob for Lively, and he came down a little gingerly.
Proctor's got to take care of the basketball. He's trying to, a couple of times a night, he's trying to force something that's not there. And
that's what John Shire's doing. They have 13 turnovers.
Yeah.
A team that's, a lot of those turnovers were forcing bad positions, things you didn't need to do. Wide open shot for Hupstead. He knocks it down.
And the communication that you can see on that end. Like, Lively switches with certain guys, and that time Proctor was expecting him to play and drop coverage, and then he ended up switching, and no one rotated back and gave up a jumper at the top of the key. So communication and turnovers is something they got to work on.
Great pass by Proctor. Shoot knocks it down.
That's the last thing Duke needs is a shooter on the floor that's making shots. I mean, it's only going to make this group even better.
Hupstead again. Not this time.
Homestead uses an undersized big, likes to put it on the floor and drive, but it's getting open looks like that. That's what being a young and inexperienced team does, and it's one of the things that Coach Shire is going to get on these guys about and hope they improve on. Plays like that with Proctor jumping in the air, you want him playing off 2 feet. It's one of those things a young freshman has to continue to improve on.
Duke 5 turnovers the first 8 minutes of play. Nice interior pass by Lively. Proctor going to the line.
Great job by Lively with a look-away pass. Come back and join us. Duke up 20.
Are your headlights cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Are they underperforming when you need them most? Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Stop wasting your time with solutions.
Game winner here.
Man, I almost put my contacts on, my glasses over top of my contacts to see that it was so blurry.
It's a standard def, baby. Look at that career from one of the greatest ever in Wake Forest and ACC history. Look at him, points, 3-point field goals, steals, 7-2 against Duke. Won the last 6 meetings. I don't know how many people can say that.
No, I don't know many can say that, and I don't remember losing many here, and if I lost at all, but it was, and they were obviously great with Grant Hill and Hurley and Lakener and all those guys, and and with Wake we had so many guys as well. I mean, just a great rivalry and a great time. Just for ACC basketball back then. I mean, it's just some unbelievable teams. Virginia at that time and Maryland, and just, I mean, man, it was just a dogfight every night you went out, and I'm just honored to be a part of that. And you look back at those numbers now, and you're like, wow, but it was the last thing on my mind. It was just about competing and getting out there and having a lot of fun. And not as much fun as I'm having tonight up here with you.
Right.
I'm undefeated right now, man. I got no stress up here, baby. I'm undefeated up here. I get to leave after the game and not be worried about the execution of playing. I can tell you that.
Randolph was a coach at Wake Forest in recent years as well. Tim Brando, Dan Bonner on the call for that game back in the day. That was the heyday of ACC hoops. I grew up in Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah.
And I was like an ACC basketball fan because it was just so great, and that's what I grew up watching. And my pops had me watching all the time. We watched that, and the Big East was pretty much it.
Yeah, the Big East was good back then, but again,
the ACC was it.
ACC was it, and it's a lot of talk about other conferences now, but in my opinion, it's still the best, and nothing like it. Just the best basketball you can find. Nothing like the rivalries here on Tobacco Road. And
Zion Styles gets the foul. He'll go to the line. Foul on Lively.
It's just so hard for guys to play in these games. I mean, you're up big, and you just want to fast forward the clock. You don't want to, you're up 22, and coach wants you to play so hard, and that's just part of what the learning curve is for young guys.
Speaking of the ACC, we've seen some amazing fans across the conference, and now we need your help. This winter, ACC Network wants to experience each sport from your perspective, so snap a pic or take a video, tag it with the hashtag AllTheDevotion, and post it to your social. You might just see it on ACC Network. Alongside Randolph Childress, I'm Dallin Cuff. 10:45 to go here from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke up 21 on the Hawks from University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
And there's no let up in this group. They're going to play for 40 minutes. And they don't care about the score. And right now, Coach told us he wants to get it. If it's 9 or lower, under 4 minutes, he feels like they've controlled the pace, and it's their type of game. So they're well within that reach right now.
And for this team, too, like they're going to be playing in the MEAC. They're picked 6th in their conference.
Yeah.
I mean, every minute you're playing Duke right now is an opportunity to get better. And they truly do understand that as a veteran group, and they look like they are doing that. Whereas a young Duke team, to your point, may be waiting out the clock or not playing to their best of their ability right now and fully locked in, and that's what John Shire's been a little upset about.
But there's 8 seniors on this roster, so there's a lot of guys with the Hawks. And so for them, they just want to muddy up the game and claw their way back in it. And you know, that's with the experience of that group playing against young freshmen like this, you're just hoping that you can just continue to find ways to get in the game. And they're going to throw bodies at it. They're going to press. They're going to mix up their defenses. There's still enough time if they want it to zone. And Derek Whitehead's at the line here. And I mean, they're pick 6, but to most you'd be disappointed in that. But for them, this team last year was picked as like the worst program in Division I. So they're just significantly better than what people think. And you judge that off some analytics off their preseason schedule or who they played. But when this team gets in the MEAC, they're going to be a handful and have a chance to win that league.
Beat Marist and Lehigh already in what people would perceive as a little bit of higher conferences in Division I. And first year Coach Crafton was here, they won 5 games. Last year they went to a COVID year. They didn't play at all. Then they won 11 games. They are making progress, and this is a big opportunity for them here at Duke, and down 18. They're going to keep battling. Inside to Hubstead, working one-on-one with Young. Oh, here comes the help from Breaks.
He's telling his guards, I need space. Don't bring your man near me. You cut in the post. You never want to cut post side. You want to cut out the opposite side. And, you know, no post in the country once you're cutting out on the ball side. You want to go away, give him space, and got lucky with a defender like Jaden Blake's coming in.
Active hands, to say the least, for Blake's his first foul of the day.
He's just such an active defender. You don't want to dribble the basketball around him.
And on the end line is Pollard.
Duke's in control of this game right now, but the momentum feels like it's the Hawks. I mean, they're kind of muddying the game up a little bit, and here they are, their full court press. They're running their 1-2-2 press, and another unforced turnover by Duke.
And you see Shire stand up right away. He kind of looked dejected, but then started to clap. He's trying to keep the young guys kind of up. But that's, again, like you get it on the wing. He's looking for the flasher. It's the right read, but it's executed very poorly.
If you want to know the biggest difference between him and Coach K right now is how he handled that. Because Coach K would have lit into Filipowski if he had that turnover, buddy. You just would have ran down the court and not looked at the sideline. When you make those mistakes, when you got that kind of coach, you got to – Coach K, the guys just run down and act like they didn't hear him. With Shire, they're kind of looking over like, oh, what'd you say? He made claps, so. But Shire's doing it in a different way. He's making these guys get reps, and Proctor ready to shoot. It's a great sign. Great sign. His numbers of shooting the 3 aren't great. But to me, when he gets his feet ready and he's decisive in shooting the basketball, I think his percentages, I think he's a 40% three-point shooter if he does that.
2 for 4 on the day today from behind the stripe, 9 points overall.
Great spin move there.
Can't get it to go.
And people forget, I mean, even Pollard, he's a preseason 3rd team all MEAC big, and his ability to play on the perimeter, and he's such a great passer, so he lifts bigs out. He spaces the floor for the guards. Great pass.
Pass, good cut by Proctor. Young on the assist.
I mean, Proctor catches this, and no hesitation, feet set, ready to shoot. If he can do that, I mean, again, he's shooting in the 20% coming into the night from 3, 21%. If he does that with his ability and size of getting to the cup like that, just another freshman weapon that Duke's developing that's going to come around fast, just in time for the ACC play. Just got to take care of the basketball a little bit. That's the only thing missing from his game. Some of that, I think, is just decision making. The other is physicality again. And the good thing about freshmen and the good thing about this break coming up for Christmas break, you get to sit down, you get to watch film, watch yourself, and really get to work on your game. And everyone should benefit from it, but freshmen even more.
Filipowski clears, looking to rip and run, and almost turned it over.
They're almost a little bit too unselfish at times. They're expecting, Whitehead's expecting Filipowski just to bring it up and initiate offense, and he's trying to advance it, and nearly another unforced turnover there.
Filipowski spins into trouble, another turnover.
That's something else he has to learn. Is stop turning his back to the defense, using a spin move to beat guys, and you can do that in a post. When you spin on the perimeter, it's never a good sign because the guard's coming.
Shoot called for the foul. Filipowski will take a seat. Grandison checks in. Lively checks in for Young. It's a season high. The turnovers Duke. For Duke is 18. They're at 17 right now.
Something they're going to have to work on quite a bit. If you don't know how long, I mean, I don't think the Jeremy Roach injury is long-term or anything, but again, you want to, how much time will he take off and how much reps would he need to get back out? Great sign here, hit right here, the jump shot.
Whitehead steps into it, knocks it down. If he's making jumpers, he...
Look out.
Yeah, maybe unguardable.
Look out.
As John Shire said, he gives us something we don't have.
No. You know, if he's... The one thing missing from his bag right now is a consistent jump shots. He gets that, and with the development of some of these other guys and the step that they're taking, we could be looking at number 6 coming down in March.
Ooh, okay.
But that's a big if. I mean, and by no stretch of imagination am I going to jump out and say that. But the talent's there because no one, the one thing you can see is no one has a 6'11" guy that has that, and then they have the ability with Derek Whitehead and these guys to play small ball. And Mark Mitchell and these guys, they're going to be able to play small ball. The question is going to become when you're playing against this team as they gain experience and confidence going forward, is can you handle their big lineup? And not everybody can do that.
They've had good wins, obviously. Iowa game with Madison Square Garden was a good win at JBV Classic. Beating Ohio State here at home, but a game they controlled a lot of. Xavier's going to be a tournament team. You know, they've had some solid wins so far. They've learned also from losses to Purdue and Kansas, some more veteran teams. Purdue's got a lot of size, and Zach Edey and others, and their young guards are playing really high level.
Offensive foul there. I think that's on Grandison, giving it to Lively, catching it off the break. Everything else he's done great. Duke about 29 right now in the second half.
The primary ball handler, and good numbers outside of those 4 turnovers, as you mentioned. 6'5" freshman from Australia.
And there's a big difference in having that other guy with you, particularly that experienced guy, and then you being the guy handling that responsibility. And he got a taste of that tonight, and he's played great.
Whitehead, they go under the screen as they should on him, and he almost makes them pay.
You like the confidence in him taking that shot. You want him to do that. And like I said, he'll start knocking some of those down as he, again, has been injured, had no preseason, missed the first couple of games of the year. He's working his way back into shape. And I think the Christmas break couldn't come any better. Couldn't come at a better time for him.
Exactly, him and Lively.
Yes.
Since they've both gotten healthy, they've hardly at all practiced. Where it's not a game plan, where it's not a scouting report. You're running other people's stuff. Like, you need to get and work on your own stuff, and that's what Shire told us. We get to focus just on us.
Yeah, when you get out and you see the MTEs and everything else to come up, you spend so much traveling and, you know, Big Ten, ACC Challenge, and then just all those type of, just the schedule itself. Everything about the schedule forces you to travel. And you know, the great thing about this break is you get to work on you, not focus on someone else.
Anderson shooting just under 40% from three. Can't get that one to go.
I can't state how great that rebound was. Not many guys rebound the basketball above the rim.
The players wanted a goal to.
Hello! He's coming back a little quicker than we thought he was. Tariq Whitehead putting it on heads out here right now.
And that's what John Shire means when he gives us a little something different. He's the only guy in Duke doing that.
I mean, just, again, physical size, the ball skills, crossover coming down Main Street. Look out. Wow. Tariq Whitehead in here to play games right now.
The freshman from Newark now has a new career high, 12 points in this game. And looking for more right now. Step back. Feeling it.
There it is. Tariq Whitehead is getting in his bag right now, and the coach Shire just run it. Let him go. I mean, this is what he brings to the table. It's another rebounding, high pointing. That's a skill that not many people have. If you're wondering why he's the #1 player, because he dominates it doing that on the glass and finishing around the rim. And
9 rebounds for Lively on the game. Another block for him.
How about that?
5th of the game. Lively doing his thing. He's all smiles. Duke up a whole lot. I ain't good at math. Part of running U.S. soccer in recent years. So congratulations to all those. What an amazing honor.
It's a great class right there. Nice give and go there by the Hawks coming out of timeout. Well executed play. As we talked about, there's no quit in this team. They're going to continue to defend. They don't care if they're down 27 or not. They're going to defend and they're going to fight.
Look at you with the math. Well done. Impressed.
That's probably one of the few subjects I did like.
I can hardly add. Lakes, no good. Skip over to Royals. Kicks it out. Fofana, buckets.
Great ball reversal, extra pass. Just continuing to play. That's all you can ask from your team if you're Coach Crafton. I mean, these guys are just, their identity is to defend. They come up against one of the best teams in the country that has a riddle that not many teams have been able to solve either.
Tell you about some women's basketball tomorrow, full afternoon, starting at noon Eastern. Featured matchup, Diamond Johnson, number 8 NC State host 8-2 South Florida at Reynolds Coliseum. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, right after Pitt and Ball State here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Collard's 4th foul sends Blakes to the line.
Coach Shires put Christian Reeves in the game, another freshman that's just another athletic footer.
They're growing them on trees. They're not supposed to down here, but Reeves is 7'1" center from Charlotte, North Carolina, went to Oak Hill, and they're excited about him because he's not a one-and-done guy. He's not leaving, and he can grow and develop his game. And along with Jaden Shute, another guy that will be here a couple years, it'll be really good players at this Duke program.
He will. He'll be one of those guys that you're going to look up here, and he'll have moments during this season, and then you're going to look up next year and be like, where'd he come from? You know, he's just going to be another guy that understands his role kind of like Lively a little bit, rebounding and defensive, but he has some offensive skill. He just needs to physically get stronger, and game will slow down for him as well.
Step back, good, impressive shot by Davis.
Yeah, Davis he's knocked down a couple threes tonight. It's his second triple of the night. And they got multiple guys that can do that. Again, this team will be a handful when they get in the MEAC play.
Turnover there by Cale Catchings, transfer from Harvard. Max Johns, the transfer from Princeton, sees it out of bounds.
It's just been the only negative thing. Here it is, clearing the bench.
Spencer Hubbard in the game, and the crowd loving it.
It's always a good time when the walk-ons play. That should be the goal of every team. They used to always tell our guys that if you should play hard for them. Those guys do everything. They don't get a chance. So when you play an opponent and you get a chance to get your teammates in the game like that, your walk-ons, you get them in the game. I mean, and I'm talking about the athletes. It should be important to you to build the lead to get them in the game.
Junior from Los Angeles. The crowd wants him to get a shot up. Reeves is going to get a dunk off.
Yes, sir. Reeves, like, there's a lot of time on the clock, my man. We're gonna get to you in a second. Right now, I got to punch this. And what you'll find about scout team guys is they know everything. They know what the other team's doing. They know all of your stuff. And a lot of coaches like to put those guys in leadership roles because they sit back and they watch and they see everything.
And in this group, a lot of these guys are older, too. Have been around, played at other programs, played at some winning programs. The shoot pops to the corner.
Jaden Shu was the third three this game. I mean, he's been 3 for 3 tonight from downtown.
Catchings. First layup.
Both teams have cleared their benches now, but they still want their team to execute and play. You're still building habits. Duke's going to hold it here. Maybe they'll foul Hubbard and get to the free throw line. They're going to let him dribble the clock out.
It'll be a day the Hawks will always remember, but it is the Blue Devils' day in the end. 27-point victory.